What up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Full Metal Analysis. We are here on a Victory Monday. I'm your boy Bruce Diggy. I got my homeboy Marcus with me. How you feeling on this Victory Monday, Marcus?
Oh man, this is a beautiful day. Uh Fall is in full effect. So many sports on the watch. Tigers is fighting for a playoff spot. I'm actually pretty excited about that. I
Yeah.
definitely will watch it if they make the playoffs. I ain't gonna hold you up. I'm kind of excited to watch one of these Caitlin Clark WNBA playoff games. They got blown out. They got blown out yesterday, so I'll probably catch one coming up. But the topic at hand, the Detroit Lions did go into Arizona. The funniest thing about it, man, was that people always talk about how nobody cares in Arizona and they stadium be so empty. And I get it; it was like a good portion of Lions fans there, but the Cardinals fans showed up for that game.
Yeah, man. We've developed a reputation for taking over stadiums, and I saw a lot of Cardinal fans, man, but I saw a lot of Lions fans there, man. We out there representing, nationwide, man. I don't know if we just traveling like that, or if they're out of town fans or what. But I mean, our fan base is definitely growing.
Yeah, Arizona. A lot of people from Detroit go to Arizona. A lot of retirees and people looking for better opportunity. People tired of the cold, but like specifically, it was that 2 minute warning. You know, debacle. Pick six, not a pick six. But I mean, the thing is, man, the stadium was so loud that nobody heard the whistle. And my thing is, it would make sense for Lions fans to be cheering, while the offense is on the field like that. So I mean,
Right.
that's why I felt like the Cardinals fans kind of showed up, or hey, maybe people wanted to see the Lions. The Lions in town, Dan Campbell, Amon Ra. So maybe we the new Lake Show.
I think so, man. I mean, I ain't gonna hold you up, man. Like I said, I seen a lot of blue shirts out there, man. But other than the fans, man, how did you feel like the games? Me personally, I feel like each week the Lions are shaking off more and more rust. The defense continues to look good, but I still want better, man. I still want better. I'm happy with the result that we got. I'm happy with the way that we played. I wasn't scared. I mean, we went out there and we were kind of like the Lions of last year. We did what we do. We went out there and we controlled the game. I didn't feel like at any point that we were gonna lose the game. But you know what I'm saying. But why we let them hang around? Why not just? It was so many times in the second half where I just wanted them to put them away.
So I was on the bandwagon of giving Jared Goff his contract. I feel like as an organization, you should just do the right thing. Whatever the right thing is, go ahead and do it. Because when you don't do the right thing, when you try to break, status quo and go off and do your own thing, it might work, but 9 times out of 10, you will be safer just doing the right thing. And the Detroit Lions had a playoff caliber, I'm sorry, a Super Bowl caliber team. They had a quarterback who was due for a contract. And then, you look at it from a human perspective. You want this guy to go out there and give his all, but on the flip side, you not committed to him, and you asking him to go out there and show me a little bit more. And on paper, that's a rough sell. So I said, go ahead. Jared said he want to be here. Lions fans love Jared Goff, and go ahead, make it happen, and they did. So now that we are going forward, all expectations are on Jared Goff. And so far, what we have seen, not only is it not what we expected, but it's not even what we saw last year. It's we honestly we expected last year to be a little bit better because that's what everybody said coming into the season. The offense is going to be great. The offense is going to be great. and the defense is much improved. Well, the defense is much improved, but the offense is not great. And if I hear one more time somebody talk about the lack of Josh Reynolds, my head's gonna explode.
Yeah, man. Josh Reynolds is not the problem. I mean, I've heard a number of people say that we need to play our starters in the preseason, and I mean, like I said, man, for me, it seems like the more games we play, we're slowly crawling back to the point that we were last year on offense, and I just feel like okay, Josh Reynolds is not the problem, but I feel like we do have a different offense. And I think they're still trying to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? I think they're still trying to figure how to incorporate JMO into here, into the offense, and get Tim Patrick into the offense. And I mean, it's slightly changed enough to where it's just thrown us off a little bit.
You never want to go and say, "Oh, well, if I just change this, and if I change this, and if I do a little bit of this, that's at that point, you might as well just change everything. You don't want to change everything. What you need to do is you need to find the biggest common denominator and fix that. And on the offense, you can either say that Ben Johnson is the common denominator or Jared Goff. Now, I side in the Jared Goff camp because, like I said, we paid Jared Goff because he was an excellent game manager. He took what was there, and he just spread the ball out, and he was just so efficient. And that Jared Goff is perfect for this offense. The Jared Goff that we see now is trying to take that next step. He's trying to prove, in my opinion, that he deserves this contract, and he's trying to show off a little bit more. And we saw it in the first game of the season, incorporating JMO off the bat. Now, going into this game, they talked to Dan Campbell, and and earlier in the week he said Jared Goff he's doing a little bit too much. That's Dan Campbell said that, and then pregame he says that we just want to get back to the basics. We want to give Jared what he's most comfortable with, what he's most accustomed to. And as soon as he said that, I knew in my head right away, oh, J-Mo is not going to be involved in this game because J-Mo is not what Jared Goff is accustomed to. What Jared Goff is accustomed to is Amon-Ra in the middle, Laporta in the middle, and handing the ball off, play action, but tight ends and all of that. And that's pretty much what the game was. It wasn't nothing that I can remember. I don't remember any shots downfield for the most part. I think they hit J-Mo on like a cross or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. But
Yeah.
yeah, man. My whole thing is that it's on Jared Goff to realize what he's gonna do and take control of this offense.
Okay, so here we go. So I was on the other side of the fence with Jared Goff. It's not that I didn't want to. It's not that I didn't want them not to pay him because as much as I was as much as I was I'm gonna go ahead and say hating on Jared Goff because of his first his last few seasons in LA and his first season here. I did not believe in the guy. You know what I'm saying? But slowly but surely, he earned my respect. You know what I'm saying? So it's not that I didn't want them to pay him because he earned that. What I had a problem with was the amount of years they signed him to. I figured, you know what I'm saying, I wanted like maybe 2 years, you know what I'm saying? Go ahead and sign him for an extra 2 years. Give Hendon Hooker a little bit of time to develop a little bit more, and we can move on from Jared Goff. But they went on ahead and did the 4 year contract. So we here now. So you know what I'm saying? So I accepted it. So since we here, it's a little bit harder for me to move to I mean, it's just like you got to deal with it now. So yeah, man, Jared Goff has missed some assignments. He's missed some passes, and I think he'll get it though, man. That's the thing. I'm not worried about it because over the last 2 years, he's shown that he's in there. He's shown that he's got it. But the exactly what's happening is what I was afraid of in the first place. He got paid, um, and he's reverting to what happened in L.A. And then you change some of the pieces of the offense, and he's having trouble adjusting to that. You put JMO in instead of somebody who's familiar with Josh Reynolds. Once again, Josh Reynolds is not the problem, but it is a different piece. And then you've lost part of the line. Uh, James Jonah is not here anymore. You know, so he went to LA, and you replaced him with, I mean, what's his name, Zeitler?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, man. I'm not impressed with him, man. I haven't seen him protect golf as good as the line has taken a step down as well. And we all know when you don't protect Jared Goff all the way, he's gonna get flustered and he's gonna make some bad decisions.
Yeah, I'll agree with you that the line is going down a notch, but if it's at 100, I feel like Zeitler has, the addition of Zeitler has only taken I don't even want to say it's taking it down, but the line of play has been a little bit less than it was last year. But at the same time, it's still, still what it is. And even Zeitler, I've been looking at him too as well, not directly at him, but more so, when we see a false start. To his credit, it's never Zeitler. It's always Decker, um, Glasgow. So I haven't heard Zeitler's name called once, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. But to your point earlier, though, I would ask you, as far as the years on his contract, outside of Deshaun Watson, because his contract is fully guaranteed. When was the last time that somebody got signed to a contract quarterback wise, and the team was just stuck with him? You might have to play out a year or two, but at some point, quarterbacks are movable because everybody needs a quarterback. There are plenty of teams right now that would love Jared Goff, and I'm not trying to trade Jared Goff or anything right now, but my whole purpose of bringing it up is that we signed Jared Goff because people said you can't put a rookie, essentially in on a Super Bowl caliber team. And when I hear that, I think, well, yeah, you can't put a rookie because you need somebody that's going to command the offense, you need somebody that's going to take care of the ball, and you need somebody that's going to be efficient. And none of those three things are what we're getting from Jared Goff right now. Now, I'm not saying put Hendon Hooker in. I'm not saying trade Jared Goff, but I am saying, well, you telling me Hendon Hooker couldn't go out there and throw an interception a game? Or you telling me Hendon Hooker couldn't go out there and hand the ball off to David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs and throw swing passes in the backfield? Like, and there's no way you telling me that Hendon Hooker couldn't go out there and take a sack in the pocket when the pocket breaks down. If anything, Hendon Hooker can get out of that pocket, and Hendon Hooker, what I've been saying from day one, Hendon Hooker could be that guy that you don't have to scheme up. You don't have to manufacture a deep ball to JMO. Hendon Hooker could just do that off the fly. So I'm not saying put Hendon Hooker in. What I am saying is that all the things that I was told about Jared Goff and all the things that I saw from Jared Goff last year that earned him this contract, I'm not seeing this year. And I said it in the last podcast. and that is that it's better that this is happening now than later in the season. Because to your point, I do think Jared Goff will get through this. I do think that we will see the efficient Jared Goff that we've seen before. But at the same time, I am watching. And this week against Seattle on Monday Night Football, this is a big game.
Yeah, man. Like you've been saying, I think Jared will figure it out. Um, it's not so much. What worries me about the whole thing is so like I said, Jared Goff has gotten better. This third game was not the first two games. Um, you know what I'm saying? He came out and he showed improvement. He still had some flaws. Going back to the offensive line, that offensive line didn't help him out either. It was a few times where, like you said, they jumped off sides and the line by themselves killed the drive. I can't put that on Jared Goff. No, it was a couple of offsides that ended that drive, and but um, Jared Goff was actually 12 for 12 in the first half. He completed 12 out of 12 passes. He didn't miss one, and then he threw a pick. So you know what I'm saying. So it's there. I mean it's coming along. I think it's taking him some time to get there, but he's slowly crawling back to a recognizable Jared Goff. But um, so the thing that worries me about Jared Goff the most is the same thing that worried me about him last year. He plays an amazing half of a game. You know what I'm saying? He does. You know what I'm saying? He's lights out for a whole half a game. I know he had a perfect 12 for 12 in the first half. I couldn't tell you what he had in the second half, but I know it wasn't perfect. You know what I'm saying? The drive stopped. We didn't score not 1 point, nor I don't even think we got in the red zone in the second half. So, you know what I'm saying? That's what worries me about the Lions offense, you know what I'm saying? That's what killed. That's why we weren't in the Super Bowl last year. We played an amazing first half, and then we did nothing the second half, and that's okay if you playing the Cardinals. That's okay. That you might get even squeak by if you playing the Seahawks, even though we haven't beat them yet. You know what I'm saying? For the lesser teams or the average teams, that's okay. But when we come up against San Francisco, Baltimore, all those Super Bowl caliber teams that we trying to win Super Bowl against, half of football is not gonna cut it.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree. Uh, yeah, like you said, so far, going into the season, I was real sketchy about this schedule. But this schedule has been, I would say, we played a lot of average teams. And then none of them were bad. None of them were bad teams. Tampa Bay was a division winner last year. We faced essentially, we faced the healthiest Rams team that the NFL has seen this season. Right now everybody's hurt, but they messed around and won yesterday.
Mm.
Um, and then to the yesterday we played the Cardinals, which is I like the Cardinals. They got room to grow as well. But that being said, though, yeah, they're gonna have to get together, and I'm good. I'm good with this as long as this is like you said, as long as this is the first step, and we at the beginning of the season. So to your point, Dan Campbell said it. Dan Campbell also said it. Dan Campbell talked a lot this week, but Dan Campbell said, he's not surprised that the offense is not clicking on all cylinders, and he said he gonna be honest with you. He wouldn't be surprised if against Arizona they didn't look like they was fully firing. And he said in full 100% transparency, he's kind of expecting them to start clicking after the bye. So we'll see how that goes. They got a lot of injuries right now, a lot of injuries. So they do need that bye, but before that bye. I'm gonna go back to it one more time and then I'm done with it. But they need that win against Seattle.
Yeah, we definitely got to win against Seattle, man. I think we'll do okay. Like I said, I think I've seen Jared Goff. I'm going to say the offense in general. I've seen the offense in general improve as the weeks go along. You know what I'm saying? Uh, First week we were awful. Second week we were awful. This week we weren't half bad. You know what I'm saying? So I think that we still trying to figure it out. One thing I want to get to is okay. So I've been hearing a lot of Lions fans keep saying, "Oh, we got to get the ball to JMO. We got to get the ball to JMO. JMO needs the ball. Why aren't we getting the ball to JMO?" And I agree. I agree to a certain extent. You know what I'm saying? I do want the ball. I do want the JMO to have the ball in his hands, but not to the point where we're forcing it like we did against Tampa Bay. I feel like the Tampa Bay game, they were forcing it to JMO. I think we need to figure out to make the offense flow naturally with these new set of weapons that we have in there. And for me, it all starts with the running game and Amon St. Brown. I want JMO to get the ball in his hands, but I don't think he's the main receiver that should get the ball in his hands. I think your basic receiver should be St. Brown, and your big play receiver should be JMO. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know how you feel about it.
I don't. I hate to say it, but I don't think it'll ever look natural. I understand what you're saying, but with Jared Goff as a quarterback, I don't think it'll ever look natural. But I came to grips with that when I said go ahead and give him the contract. And that's why you see JMO being used primarily, in a lot of gimmick roles. And as his career goes forward, I think I don't know if it'll be with the Lions or I don't know if it'll be with Jared Goff as his quarterback. But I think as JMO goes through his career in the NFL, you will see him be, top one of the top receivers in the league. Um, right now we just on the 1,000 yard season for JMO. That was the video that everybody loved. That was the topic that we talked about, and right now he's on pace to reach that. But like I said, games like yesterday, I knew he wasn't in the game plan, and there will be games like that. That doesn't surprise
Right,
me.
right.
Um, and it's kind of gonna be every week is gonna be a little bit different, and like you might see, like I wouldn't be surprised Monday night. J-Mo shines. That's why I like players that shine in prime time. And that's why I like J-Mo. That's why I wanted J-Mo for one of the many reasons I wanted him. But J-Mo shines in primetime games. Ben Johnson always finds a good play for him, and everybody executes it perfectly. So don't be surprised to see J-Mo with a touchdown in another primetime game next Sunday.
Yeah, man. I think to your point, I think that J Mo will shine with Jared Goff as his quarterback. He's gonna become the star. He's gonna be the guy that we think he is. But I don't think he'll flourish until I'm just gonna use Hendon Hooker because that's he's next in line until. But someone who has a stronger arm is when he'll flourish. You know what I'm saying? And he'll be the guy that everybody wants him to be because even that bomb that we threw the first game against the Rams, man, he still had to wait on it. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think that people understand. I mean, how we I don't say Jared got a weak arm, but it's not a strong arm.
So I was
So when
with
he
you on
gets
that.
somebody with a stronger, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I was with you on that, but I'm kind of backpedaling on that take. I think it's not necessarily that he's got a weak arm. I think that he has no touch over so many yards. because with JMO, yeah, a lot of times he underthrows it because that's another thing. Jared Goff is always hesitant to throw interception, even though he has no problem. It seems as though he has no problem doing it this year. But in his career, he's reluctant to throw. He's reluctant to throw a 50-50 ball, which is fine. But 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 think about it. When he connects with JMO, he's underthrowing him. But when he misses with JMO, he's always overthrowing him. Like
Right.
how many times have you seen that ball? Like yesterday, he missed on him on the deep ball yesterday, and the ball was in the end
Yeah.
zone, and JMO was at like the 5.
Right. Right.
So his touch over so many yards is just not there.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I can agree with that, man. Um, but overall, man, I like the way the offense did control the ball. They did a good job of keeping the game under control, even though they weren't playing to what we expect to see. They ultimately did a decent job. As far as the other side of the ball, man, took a lot of injuries on defense, man. Even though the defense played great, man, amazing, you know what I'm saying, but took a lot of injuries on the other side of the ball.
Yeah, definitely, man.
Um,
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say, Brian Branch got a concussion. Um, what's this? I almost forgot. Sandra Porter went out with an ankle injury. Derek Barnes, I don't know what was going on with him, but he got carted off on the cart. So I don't know if we'll see him this coming up week. Not sure where Alexander Anzalone is, and
Gotcha.
you just told me earlier that um,
Davenport.
Davenport is it has a scare where he might be out for the season with the elbow injury. I mean, I don't know how you have a season-ending elbow injury, but I mean, apparently that's the thing. But I mean, it was a rough game, man, and as well as the defense played going forward, the injuries are man. I mean, that's what hindered us 2 seasons ago.
Aiden Hutchinson is a robot made for football, so you ain't got to worry about him. But as you go down that line, um, uh, Lee McNeil left the game for a minute. I think he came back.
Yeah, yeah.
Enrique left the game for a minute. I think he came back. Like you said,
I think he
Davenport.
only had cramps.
Okay. Davenport, and then you got Anzalone out with a concussion, so we got you monitor that. Brian Branch concussion, you monitor that. Terrion Arnold gets hurt every game. You know, I'm not messing with Terrion. Terrion, my boy, he been doing good. I wanted to bring
Yeah,
up Terrion real quick. Lions fans are. I don't know. I don't know if it's
Sla- a lot of slander.
fabricate a lot of slander. Yeah, I don't know if it's real slander or if it's fabricated by the media, but Terrion Arnold is a rookie cornerback, and we watch the Lions so close, but a lot of people don't pay attention to other teams outside of their fantasy teams. And when I'm watching these games, watch the Philadelphia Eagles. Watch them. They targeting Quinyon Mitchell. I watched a little bit of that Ravens game yesterday. Dak Prescott. Guess who we went after? Nate Wiggins. You just look around the league and all these cornerbacks are getting targeted and they're getting the same, like look how they baited, and that's one thing that I did here. And they were right about that, how they were baiting Terrion Arnold into these pass interference calls. And that one pass that Kyler Murray threw up, he threw up a duck, just lobbed it up there. And that ball, I felt like that ball was like a punt. And that ball's up in the air so long, and Arnold is not watching the ball, so he's expecting the ball to come at a certain time, and by that time he done knocked my man down and everything. My man wasn't even going for the ball. But that's the type of thing that it's gonna get better with time. It's no way he's gonna keep on seeing that on film and just not adjust to it.
Yeah, man, that pass interference, man. I didn't. So the other pass interference, I was like, yeah, he did that. But that one, man, like you said, he threw the ball up. what I saw was, maybe I'm wrong, but what I saw was Terriano was playing my man. He seen the ball up in the air. He turned around and jumped for the ball and ended up jumping into my man. And I don't think that's a pass interference if you try to make a play on the ball.
Yeah, we might be talking about a different play because the one I was talking about, he did not turn around and he had no idea where the ball was. My man was facing the ball and Arnold was facing my man. So, like I said, he was expecting the ball to come and he was just gonna make the play when the ball got there. But the ball was in the air so long that he had already made contact. But the only thing I will say is like my man wasn't even going for the ball. It almost felt like that was just a play to get the pass interference and not a completion.
Yeah, man, I think they did that a couple of times. Later on in the game, they threw up a couple of looking for the pass interference call, and they didn't call it. But neither here nor there. Like you said, he's a rookie quarterback. My overall assessment of him is Marvin Harrison Jr. is a hell of a receiver. He tore up. I don't know who they played last year, but I mean last game. I can't remember who they played last game, but he tore them apart. And
Ram.
at the beginning of the game, okay, right. And he was on at the beginning of the game. You know what I'm saying? It looked for a second like you know what I'm saying, he was gonna be able to do that again with that touchdown pass that they had. But it never happened, you know what I'm saying? Every time I looked downfield, Terriano was running with him stride for stride. He was always there. He never got left behind. So I don't think Terriano is something to worry about. So all the slander, all the worry, all the bad talk about Terrion, he's fine. I just want him to play a little bit more cleaner, and that'll get better as he learns how to play, you know, pro ball instead of college ball.
Shout out to Aaron Glenn going into the game. Um, my prediction was that you don't want to allow James Conner. Like I said, James Conner was the Cardinals were 4-2 when James Conner rushed for over 70 yards. We knew that Kyler Murray was going to be able to scramble, going to be able to make something out of nothing when the play breaks down. But my point was that is not Kyler Murray is not Lamar Jackson. Kyler Murray will only run, in my opinion, Kyler Murray only runs to an extent. So I think he had like 40, 50 yards on the ground. But if you notice towards the end, he kind of stopped scrambling, especially in the fourth
Right.
quarter. He just kept on, he just kept throwing and he was not connecting with anybody. He just kept throwing. And that's a credit to the defense. That's what I was hoping to see. Like I said, I was hoping to see that our revamped secondary, this was a great test for them to show up, show out, and they did that. So credit to AG. This game defensively went exactly how I thought it should. Oh, and they held James Conner to like 16 yards on the ground.
Yeah, well, we've been, so people kept talking to me about James Conner, and no disrespect to James Conner, but every time we go up against a premier running back, we hold him down. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure James Conner will go back to having 70 yards next week against whoever they play. But our run defense is elite. You know what I'm saying? Every time we go up against a star running back, we hold them down. So I wasn't surprised by that fact. As far as I wanted to mention something about the defensive line. So I heard the commentators saying, "Oh, Aiden Hutchinson isn't getting any pressure on Kyler Murray this week. The defensive line isn't getting any pressure." But I was looking at it, man, and it kind of seemed like a strategy. You know what I'm saying? Because I've seen a couple of times where it looked like Aiden or some of the other guys could have beat their man, but they kind of just held their ground. Instead of rushing upfield, they were kind of just holding their place. And I think that might have been a strategy that Aaron Glenn implemented to keep Kyler Murray in check, to keep him from scrambling so much.
Um, I didn't notice it, but that's cool. I'm fascinated that you did because that's definitely a philosophy that I've heard Dan Campbell talk about. And I didn't necessarily agree with it, but but he talked about it a lot last year because we face so many scrambling quarterbacks, and he just gets so frustrated when he sees mainly his linemen attacking the quarterback, and he's like, "No, that's not what I want you guys to do. I just want you guys to maintain that pocket and just make them feel you. Just close it in on them because once you just go willy nilly, go rogue, and go off at him, that's when he's gonna break it. And now the pocket, you know, the pocket's been broken down, and now he's got an alley that he could shoot up. So while I don't necessarily agree with it, it is definitely his philosophy, and it sounds like, of course, but by the way you saw it yesterday, it sounds like they executed it perfectly.
Yeah, man, and we got to do it again against Gino next week. Gino is kind of like Kyler. He's not a big runner, but the couple of times we faced him, he's killed us with his legs. So I just want to know. I just hope that we've come up with a strategy to stop running back quarterbacks from killing us so much, man. Because it's always been an Achilles heel with us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I'm with you. Gino. We will talk about it, but yeah, as far as that game, that's all. I think that's all I got on it.
Yeah, man. Before we go, I gotta give a shout out to man, Jack Fox, man. I was like, man, why do everybody keep hyping up this punter, man? You know what I'm saying? Like what the hell is this? He's a punter. Like I get that he can boot the hell out of that ball, but you know what I'm saying? He's a punter. Come on now. But yesterday, man, I saw what everybody saw. Jack Fox pinned them inside the 10 so many times yesterday, and that was one of I felt like one of the essential factors to how good our defense played, especially with all the injuries that we had. And the other things I want to mention is what's going on with the offensive line, man. All those mistakes they made yesterday, man. Like they killed a couple of drives, and I know Tim Patrick is new to the offense, but did you see that play where they threw the ball to him on second down? He caught the ball right at the sticks. It was nobody in front of him, so all he had to do was take one more step, and he would have had the first down. But he stepped out short of the first down, and it was 31. We ran another play. We didn't get it, so we were going to go for it on fourth down, and then one of the linemen jumped off sides. Uh, Jared Goff, 4th and 10. Most likely you're not going to get it. We didn't get it in the drive.
Yeah. So the first one, Jack Fox. Yeah, Jack Fox is that guy. Dan Campbell again talked about Jack Fox. Just said that he's one of the most, was it clutch? I'm trying to think of the word he used. Jack Fox was one of the, I think it was clutch. One of the most clutch players he's ever been around as a coach or as a player. He just says every game he just treats every situation, and he always comes up clutch. When he said when you need him, he comes up clutch, and even when you don't need him, he still performs. And like in the first game of the season, I was on your boy Ennis Rakestraw because Jack Fox. No, I swear that ball, he punted it and that ball died at the 1 yard line. And then I don't know, Rakestraw just ran in there and I don't know what he's but no, Jack Fox is that deal. Second, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm not as worried about the offensive line. I didn't really see it as they were killing drives out there. I saw it more so as just Brock Wright was why was Brock Wright like the focal point of the offense yesterday? I don't understand that. And then in the second half, I don't really know what
Because
was going on in
Laporta
the
was
second
hurt.
half. No, even honestly, when Laporta got hurt, they stopped throwing to Brock Wright. But I don't know. It was just a weird offense. I mean, it was just a weird offensive game because I guess the thing I would say is why I'm not really worried about the offense is while in pass protection they look suspect. David Montgomery is a beast, and the offensive line is a part. Dave Montgomery is just a beast. Like, he was running like that in Chicago, but he wasn't getting any help from the offensive line. So, it wasn't getting the shine that it is now. But now you got a dominant runner and you got a dominant offensive line. So I think together that's why David Montgomery is having what it's gonna look like the best season of his career. And he got Jahmyr Gibbs taking away carries as well. So, he's looking looking really good right now. And then your last one was I can't remember what the last one was you said.
Tim Patrick.
Tim Patrick, man.
He,
Tim Patrick is right there with Josh Reynolds with me. Like, which is crazy because he's supposed to be the Josh Reynolds replacement. But Tim Patrick. Oh, and honestly, I didn't even see that play. As soon as I turned to it, he was patting himself on the chest. So all I can say is Tim Patrick agrees with you. That was a terrible play.
I mean, I could see if he was a rookie, maybe I could let it slide. But you a vet out there, man. Come on, you can't be making mistakes like that, dog.
Yeah. Well,
And, and that's the way we were moving that drive. I think we would have scored that drive.
well, yeah. Well, yeah. The before we get into bet it up, man, I just gotta say two things. Um, did you see that Will Johnson interception for Michigan? Because that was like the best pick six I've seen in some time. And what team do you think Will Johnson could get drafted to? That you would whether you would prefer he get, in all reality, where you would prefer him to get drafted or where you expect he would get drafted, I guess.
I didn't see it. I was working. I be usually working during the Michigan game when the Michigan game is on. I don't know, man. The league is so the league is so funny this year that it's like I don't know. Well, I think I know who's going to be at the bottom, but I don't know who's going to be at the bottom. I don't know. I could probably see like
I guess
where
a
would I
better
want
what
to go?
yeah, that go ahead with that. Where do you think his play style would look just perfect, where he would fit perfectly at?
Mm, right now, I'll probably say the Jets.
Mm. Oh my goodness. Will Johnson on one side, Sauce on the other side. Yeah, that would be nasty. I would definitely recommend after
Yeah,
this looking at it, checking it out. It was beautiful. It was a good game, man. I know I told you I had Michigan losing, but it was a really entertaining game. Um, but Will Johnson, though, that
I
pick was
saw that.
just it
I
was
saw.
it was so beautiful.
I only got a chance to really see the. I didn't. They didn't show that many highlights. When I did get home, I wanted to see the highlights of the game. They didn't really show that many highlights. But from what I put together from the stats and the box scores, Orgy did nothing. You know what I'm saying? He was basically another running back out there. And Michigan said we're just gonna get a ball to Mullins and we're just gonna run this thing down their throat and defense held serve. Cause I was expecting to see more. I think Orgy had like 5 passes for like 30 yards or something like that. Like that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like Michigan has just completely abandoned the passing game. Like if we got I know he's a freshman, but if we got an All American freshman on the bench and your first two string quarterbacks are booty, why not put them in?
You don't have any wide receivers on Michigan. Everybody's gone to the league. Nobody has stepped up. No receivers have really stepped up. Their best receiving option is their tight end, who's also going to go to the league. He's a great tight end, but he was hurt, so he didn't play. Your running game is obviously your biggest strength, and you put Orgy in there to just basically to implement the option. Um, and they and honestly, they get like the offense went out there and they played a first half. They played off the crowd. They built a lead. That pick six was huge because even with that pick six, USC took the lead in like the last 4 minutes of the game, and then like you said, Mullins was able to drive the ball downfield and cap off the game with a touchdown. But it was a real entertaining game, and it was a blueprint Michigan game. But all that being said, man, uh the conversation going into this season was, all these Pac-12 teams coming to the Big Ten, and I really didn't pay attention to that conversation. But looking at it in reality, I see what they was talking about, and obviously because I had money on USC, I was trying to, I was looking at it from a USC perspective, and USC was just making me so mad, like they would not run the ball, but Pac-12 air it out, and
Right.
you come into the big house, Michigan, and don't get me wrong, Michigan has one of the best D lines in football, but at the same time, you still got to make them respect the run, and they never made them respect the run. And even when they did run it a couple times, they would get yards, but they just went away from it. They just aired it out, and a lot of hype around the USC quarterback, and he made a couple of good throws, a couple of top notch throws, but I'm like, man, this is the guy that everybody hyping up, so it was a real good game. Congratulations to all the Michigan fans and all of that. But that's all. I just wanted to talk about Will Johnson. Look up that highlight, man. It was a beautiful. He baited my man. It was straight out of Madden. It was just straight out of Madden. It looked like somebody's playing Madden.
That being said, does Michigan beating USC change your outlook on their season? Do you think they'll? Because I think I had them losing about 4 or 5 games. You know what I'm saying? Does it make you feel any better about how they'll do this season?
At the beginning of the year, I had them losing about 4 or 5 games too, and then after they lost to Texas, I was like, wow, they might lose 6, 7 games, 6, 7, 8 games. But after beating USC, no, I'm back at 3, 4 games.
Okay. What about real quick? It ain't got to be a whole segment, but Michigan State was 3-0, and I mean, yeah, they were 3-0, and they were going up against Boston College, Bowling Green, Boston
Boston.
College, I think. Yeah, they were going against Boston College. Boston College just turns out to be a good team. I think they've only lost 1 game, but people were saying, "Oh, now since Michigan State is 3-0, they might even be able to beat Michigan now." Or some of the crazy fans like even Ohio State. We know that's not going to happen, but with this loss, does that change your outlook, or what do you feel like Michigan State will do?
I don't know where the game is. I would really like to know where the game is, but same thing. Nothing's changed. Miller Moss for USC didn't necessarily impress me because Aiden Childs. Now I will say though, before this game, I was looking at Michigan State. I would favor Michigan State in that game, but after this game, the way that Michigan's defense reintroduced themselves and the Michigan State lost that game on a Aiden Childs turnover, is what I hear. I didn't get to see any of it, but I heard he threw a terrible interception with the game up in the air. And while he can be dynamic and he can make great passes and he can move out the pocket, he can scramble out the pocket, make stuff happen with his feet. He is young. I believe he's a true freshman quarterback. Um, so with that being said, it's gonna be him against Michigan's defense, and right now I got to give the nod to Michigan's defense.
All right. Before we move on to bet it up, man, one more thing. I didn't see the Michigan State game either, but that was because I was watching the Colorado game. Shout out to Colorado, man. Um, that might have been the most electric game on TV this weekend. I don't know if you saw it or not, but last minute pullout from Colorado. Did you see it?
I did not. I saw the Hail Mary. That was it.
So it started off a okay game. And then right towards the second half of the game, it didn't look like Colorado State had a chance of hell of beating Baylor. I mean, Baylor was controlling the game. Colorado was out there flouncing the ball around. Shador just running around, throwing passes that every receiver on the field dropped. And it was like, man, this game is over. And then all of a sudden, they decided, no, we gonna try to make this work. But even to the last minute, they were still weren't making any plays that could save them. It was like a desperation type deal. Like Shador threw a ball down the field with like 5 seconds left on the clock, or like 7 seconds left on the clock, right to the 2 yard line. My man hit my man in the chest, and he dropped it. All he had to do was catch it and fall into the end zone. That would have been overtime, but he dropped it. So 2 seconds left. So there's no chance of hell they getting it now because that was the opportunity. He throws it upfield again, right in the end zone. My man catches it, and we go into overtime, and they go down the field and score, and Baylor does it. And I mean, when I say that was the most exciting game, man, I was sitting there with my jaw open, like, damn, that was one hell of a game. I mean, shoot, that might have been more exciting than any NFL game I saw this week.
Yeah, no, man. Shadur Sanders is that deal. But honestly, man, shout out to Colorado, 3-1. Uh, every week they get counted out. I've started to count them out, but they're 3-1. Like you said, a spectacular win Saturday. The thing that and I'm rooting for Dion, but as you're saying all of this, I'm wondering, man, that team is Shador Sanders, like like Shador Sanders is a 99 overall on a team among 80 and below players. So I mean, what happens to Colorado when Shador and Travis Hunter leave? Like, I'm not seeing this. I'm not seeing the depth. So I don't know. Once they leave, I think Dion might stick around for another year, and I don't know. I can see Dion moving on once Shador moves on.
Yeah, no, the speculation that I've heard around town is that Dion is only hanging around for Shador, and you know once they leave, he's from Florida State. They feel like he'll go get a job there.
That would make sense. Florida State is terrible, so you can't make it no worse. Um,
Yeah, and
yeah.
and he'll get to recruit, and he'll get the recruiting that he wants there. But no, in the meantime, shout out him. You're absolutely right. Shador was the only one out there playing. It's like, you know what I'm saying? he's out there playing by himself. I mean, they could have took the rest of the team off the field, and I think it would have been the same game.
All right, man. Well, that being said, we can go over bet it up. Hey, man, credit to you. You said you was gonna make a comeback, and lo and behold, we are now tied neck and neck. Uh, the record is ugly. It's not ugly. It could be way uglier, but right now we both sitting at 20-25. It was a great
Good.
week for you. 8-5, you went on the week.
All right.
Not so much for me. I decided to go the opposite, which was what I did with a lot of my picks, but I went the opposite. So I went 5-8. Anything you'd like to say?
Man, I mean, I'm proud of my picks this week, man. Um, my only regret, man, is Minnesota, dog. Like, what the hell is going on in Minnesota, dog? I just want to put this out there, man. I don't give a damn what Minnesota is doing. They're still frauds. I don't know what happened to Texas this week, but Minnesota is frauds, and I'm standing on it.
I gotta be honest, man. Um, I gotta be honest. Out of all the Michigan teams and rivalries and division rivals amongst all the teams, the my favorite team out of all, I'm talking about. I don't really watch hockey, but baseball, basketball, football. The Minnesota Vikings are my favorite division rival team. Um, I love their stadium. I love the horn. I love I love the I don't love the skull chant, but it's cool though. It's a thing. Um and, you know they always got exciting players, man. Really exciting receivers. But you know, Randy Moss and now Justin Jefferson. But but yeah, no, Minnesota, I don't know. You don't want to go to Minnesota is what I'm starting to think. But it's on here. We'll get to it. First game we got is the New York Giants. Went to Cleveland. Me and you was both on Cleveland getting given 6.5, and the New York Giants messed around and won that game.
Wow, wow. I mean, even the clock is right. Two times a day. So I mean, flukes happen. Um, I think I saw the highlight was the Browns had a chance to win that game. Deshaun threw a pass. My man dropped it. Game over. And that was the nail in the coffin for that game. But um, I still have no faith in the Giants, man. I have no faith in Minnesota. I have no faith in the Giants.
Oh yeah, I'm with you. I have no faith in the Giants, but Malik Neighbors two touchdown catches. So with that being said, I'm going to remove my I'm gonna I'm gonna unbanish the New York Giants from teams that I'm allowed to pick. And I'm gonna put them back in the fold. Uh,
I can't be mad at that. That was a hell of a catch by Malik Neighbors.
Philly went to New Orleans, took on the Saints. We was both on New Orleans. But Philly showed up. Saquon Barkley is right now. Saquon Barkley right now, honestly, is quietly.
The best back in the league right now.
Well, I was gonna say he should be. I'm trying to think of who else would be there, but right now he's got to be a buy low MVP candidate.
Saquon Barkley is single handedly saving the Eagle season, man. Everything, all their success so far has been mainly up to him. I mean, Jalen Hurts has done a few things, but it's mainly been Saquon.
Yeah. Devontae Smith left that game, took a nasty shot. They was already with AJ Brown. Dallas Goddard, tight end, ended up being their leading receiver. But yeah, no, Saquon with a couple touchdowns and ran hard. So Philly showed up that game. Like I said, he's both on New Orleans. This game now, I think I remove the New York Giants from being banished, and I insert the Tennessee Titans, who who were given 3 to the Green Bay Packers. You took the Packers. I took the Titans. And also on the side bet, you asked me what was the over under of Will Levis throwing a terrible interception. And I took the over because I said Will Levis is just that guy that's gonna spit in the face of conventional wisdom, and he gonna do what he gonna do. I'm gonna throw the ball to the other team because that's what I do. And sure enough, he, he threw the ball to another guy who spits in the face of conventional wisdom, and Jair Alexander. Jair Alexander, one of my favorite cornerbacks in the league, the only guy I've ever known to make himself an honorary captain and get suspended thereafter by his team because he was not supposed to be honorary captain. But yeah, all that being said, you took that one, Green Bay with the victory.
Malik Willis for MVP, man. Let's get the vote started.
Man,
Malik
oh my
Willis.
goodness. I apologize,
Hey,
Malik. I apologize, Malik Willis. I made a little jokey joke. Malik, we all know Malik can't play in Tennessee, and I did call it the Malik Willis revenge game, but I said that just joking. But nah, he it was the Malik Willis revenge game.
yeah, man, yeah. Hey, let's get the chant going on. Ben's Jordan Love, Ben's Jordan Love.
We have a quarterback controversy in Tennessee. But for real though, like they was running read options with Malik Willis. I mean, they can't run that with Jordan Love. So, I guess what you do is you just kind of keep Jordan Love on the side as long as you can. Like, he used to it. He sat out how many seasons with Aaron Rodgers? So, keep him on the side. And
No. Drink another Kool Aid, man. Get some Gatorade
yeah,
over there, man. It's all right.
yeah, because at some point you would think that teams are going to catch up to Malik Willis, and then that's when you make the change again. So I think it's a good problem to have right now.
Yeah. I think so. Who got next?
Chicago went to Indianapolis. We was both on Indianapolis, and Chicago sucks.
Chicago is turning out to be a very terrible team, man. And to be honest with you, man, I don't think they're going to stay there. Uh, Eventually, I mean, they're don't get me wrong, they're going to be at a bottom seed, but I think that they'll start to make some progress towards the end of the season and start figuring it out then. But one thing that I will say is just like Devontae Adams, DJ Moore is very frustrated with Caleb Williams.
Yeah, well, I mean, right now they don't even have Keenan Allen, so like I say, man, I said it, and I say it, and I'm gonna say it again. Uh, when we think of football, we think weapons. Got to give people weapons. Got to give people weapons. But it's something to be said for role players. It's something. I said I don't want to hear his name no more, but it's something to be said about the Josh Reynolds of the world. Guys that are just gonna be in that spot, and when the star ain't open, when all the coverage is on the star, you need your Steve Kerrs, you need your Josh Reynolds, you need those guys that just got they niche. Like you like to talk
Alan
about the
Lazard.
Alan Lazard, exactly. And when they don't get the ball, hey, they look in the mirror and they say, hey, you're Alan Lazard. Calm down. Right now, right now, right now, Chicago is full. Chicago is DJ Moore's and Keenan Allen's and Roma Dunze, who wants to make a name for herself. All these guys are alphas, man. And if you got that many alphas, your quarterback gotta be Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Donovan McNabb, all those old school guys. Those guys could get that ball out there. But but
Right.
but but Caleb Williams, this I'm not gonna slander Caleb Williams, but Caleb Williams has not proven to
Go
be that
for it.
guy yet.
Go for it. Go for
Williams
it.
out here worried about what color his nails is gonna be before the game, and looking looking for his mom, and that dude is not that guy right now at all. So he got
Yeah.
a long way to go. But you surrounded him with all this talent, which is cool and makes sense on paper. But you gotta understand, man. He's not there yet.
I think Caleb Williams is more infatuated with everything around football than football itself, right?
Yeah, can't argue with that. Houston went to Houston went to Minnesota, and we was both on Houston. And man, I was so close to taking Minnesota, but I got scared and I went on and took Houston. Um, Minnesota is not missing a beat. We all expected JJ McCarthy to be the starting quarterback, but it's kind of looking like maybe Sam Darnold was the pick all along.
Uh, I think eventually Sam Darnold will become Sam Darnold, and he will do what he does to get traded, like he always does. Somebody made a good point today on Woodward. I can't remember his first name, but Dobbs last year went on a 3-game winning streak with Minnesota last week as well, and eventually he showed his true colors. And I feel like it's the same thing with Sam Darnold. There's no way he can sustain the success that he's having right now. I don't believe it. And you know what I'm saying? And then it's up to him to prove me wrong. You know what I'm saying? If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I don't think I am.
I got nothing.
That that being said, I think there was a fluke of a game that Texas lost that game. CJ Stroud had a bad game, and it's clear that teams that where Joe Mixon is out of the loop severely miss him.
Yeah, can't argue with that. Can't argue with that. Denver went to Tampa Bay. This is my most proud game of the week. The only one that I can stand by. I took Denver. You took Tampa Bay. Denver came away with the victory. Um, like I said, Bo Nix. I like this guy. Tampa Bay. You want to talk about? I don't want to say frauds, but I think Baker Mayfield was like leading the league in touchdown passes. So I just didn't think that was sustained.
Yeah, no, 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 I'm not. I wasn't saying that Tampa Bay is like that. My whole pick was based on Denver being average, and I'm gonna apologize to Denver. I called them exceedingly average, and they must have heard me because they showed out in that game, and they took Tampa Bay apart.
Um, so a lot of I just made bad. I'm just looking at this like I just made some bad picks, and probably the worst pick that I made, especially for an opportunity to get a game up on you, was the LA Chargers going to the Pittsburgh Steelers, and we both took the LA Chargers. And as we both took the LA Chargers, I said it. I said I'm sure next week we'll look back and we'll say, why did we bet against Mike Tomlin?
You don't bet against Mike Tomlin.
Against Mike Tomlin or the Pittsburgh Steelers.
In my
Pittsburgh Steelers
defense,
3-0.
in my defense, in my defense, I think I did say that Pittsburgh would win the game, but I took the Chargers with the points.
Pittsburgh Steelers did win the game, and the points did not help. Don't bet against Pittsburgh. Don't bet against Mike Tomlin. Um, see, Miami went to Seattle. You had an asterisk by this game. There was no Tyler Huntley. Um, even when Skylar Thompson got destroyed, there was still no Tyler. There was still no Skylar Thompson. Do you know who Miami trotted out there after Skylar Thompson left the game?
Yeah, I heard whispers of a name that came to me as I was watching the other games. Damn
Tim Boyle, aka the worst quarterback in the league the reigning champion of worst quarterback in the league right now. Like, man, do Tim Boyle, boy, I tell you.
I was like, I was like, did I hear that right? I was like, man, they said Tim Boyle, and of course, you know, people who have who are not uh thoroughly embedded in the Lions, like Tim, who was that? And then I had to explain, oh, Tim Boyle is this terrible quarterback that used to play for the Lions.
Tim Boyle's awful.
And
He's
and if and if he's quarterbacking for Miami right now, then they have no chance.
so hopefully we see Tyler Huntley soon because Miami is in trouble right now.
They need to put him out
Um,
there.
Carolina went to Las Vegas. We was both on Carolina. This game shot me because
Yeah,
this game shot me.
yeah.
I'm like, man, I had to go again. I couldn't believe you didn't take the Raiders, but you took Carolina. I took Carolina, and free Devontae Adams and send Max Crosby home. Go ahead, Brad, make it happen.
So I took Carolina because like the same thing happened last year when I think Bryce Young got hurt last year, and the backup quarterback came in for him a couple of games last year, and the team significantly improved during that stretch. And I just figured the same thing would happen this time. But yeah, free Devontae Adams, man. Let him out. He doesn't want to be there. You can
You don't
tell.
want to do it. But more importantly, send Max Crosby home. We need help. We need him. We need him. Make it happen, Brad, please. It's my one Christmas wish. Baltimore went to Dallas. You took Baltimore. I tried to be cute. I took Dallas. Dallas made it a game. Ended up losing by 3, but they was only getting 1.
So Dallas Cowboy. The Cowboys cowboy. They put up a good fight, only to lose it all in the end.
Yeah. I can't argue with you on that. Usually they make it. Usually I feel like true Dallas form though is being close all game and then falling apart at the end. But this time I thought they was gonna get blown out at home 2 weeks in a row, but they had a little bit more respect than that, and they brought it back. Dak Prescott also had a beautiful touchdown throw to bring him within I think 3. But yeah, no, Dallas, yeah, they're dysfunctional, and my man who should have got fired last year, their coach, I can see him, but I can't think of his name. Mike something, but he's gonna get fired. Uh, San Francisco. Here's a pick. San Francisco went to the L.A. take on the Rams, and I don't know if you heard this before, but Matthew Stafford has a lot of comeback victories in his career.
Really?
And shout out, believe it or not, I was rooting for the Rams in this game because my fantasy team was struggling, and shout out, shout out Kyron Williams who had 3 touchdowns for my team. But shout out to my fiance Lindsay. Before the game,
Oh, Lindsay.
she said, uh, who T Higgins. I don't know what it was, but she needed another wide receiver, and she said, "What about this Jawan Jennings?" I was like, I mean, you can pick them up. I mean, like, but somebody's hurt and da da da. And I was like, yeah, but I mean, they got Ayuk and they gonna run the ball. And hey, shout out to her. She stuck by her guns. She put that man in, and Juwan Jennings had himself a day, 3 touchdowns. Well over 100 yards. Anybody that started him in fantasy was happy, and she was happy. So, it was exciting game.
Lindsay is killing y'all league right now.
I ain't gonna lie, she is. She's actually undefeated, and I have yet to win. So my
I was
whole team.
disappointed by that game. On the flip side of that, I needed San Francisco to kick another field goal. That they did not. They did not kick another field goal.
Mm,
I would have won
um,
375.
mm, ouch. Ouch. We could just move on from that. The Lions went to Arizona. We was both on the Lions. We talked about the Lions. Lions pulled that one out.
Right.
And then the last game we got before Monday night tonight was another shout out. I was wrong on this game, but same thing. Shout out to Rasheed Rice. Uh, I might be 0-3 in that league, but in my work league, I'm 2-0, and I'm looking at 3-0 right now because Kyron Williams got me 3 touchdowns, and Rasheed Rice went out there and caught like 12 balls for over 100 yards and a touchdown. Went out there, balled out. And the funniest thing about it was that I had no intentions of picking up Rasheed Rice, but everybody was just dancing around this guy because this guy's got a track record. This guy's out here breaking the law. But guess what? Marcus don't got no problem picking up a bad guy.
That's your type of bad guy.
That's my type of bad guy right there. Like, hey, during the off season, he might get in a little trouble. He might have a fender bender here and there. But hey, when it comes between them lines, boy, what he all business. That's my type of bad guy.
Yeah, man. Uh, Kansas City pulled it out, man. There was a lot of controversy about that game. Do you think the referees are helping Kansas City along?
I do, but I didn't really see it in that game. I didn't watch all of it. I had to leave at the end, but I didn't really see it that much in that game. But I don't knock anybody who has that opinion.
There was a clear pass interference at the end of that game for the Atlanta to get a pass interference. Like the defender just wrapped his arms around the guy and clearly tackled him. And the referees, I mean, the guy had on yellow gloves, so it's not like you couldn't see it. So it was a clear pass interference, and no flags were thrown.
No, I mean, you know how it go, man. Watching Tom Brady for all those years with a magnifying glass, so you know how that goes. Um,
I'm just glad it's not us,
yeah. No, we actually benefited from a controversial call for the first time in Lions history.
man.
Uh, so yeah, all we got left is Monday Night Football. I'm doubling down on my pick. I got Jacksonville getting 5 going into Buffalo. Oh, going into Buffalo? Wow, I thought they was at home. Um, but yeah, I need Brian Thomas Jr. to have a great game. I'm going against Josh Allen. I got a lead right now, but we'll see how that goes. And also we got 2 games tonight. Washington and Cincinnati. Cincinnati is giving 7, and we are both on Cincinnati.
Yeah. Cincinnati's gonna take that game, and yeah, I'm sticking with Buffalo in the other game. Buffalo is on fire right now, and
Yeah, yeah.
unless Josh Allen joshes it up, you know what I'm saying? I don't see them losing that game.
Hey, as long as he don't go crazy tonight, I could live with it. But
Josh Allen could throw 5 picks and still win the game.
I would love that. As long as and I would have them win, if they won by 3, I'd be okay with that.
It's possible. It's possible. But yeah, man. I think we covered everything. It's a little longer episode than usual. There's a lot of topics to get through, but with that said, man, I think we covered everything for the moment. Go on here and watch this Monday Night Football, man, and get it y'all at the end of the week before week 4. And
Well,
that's all
I'm
I
with you.
got.
All right, man. I'll get at you.
Detroit